Live from the heart of the blockchain, two legends rise.
Yo, it's Airwink in the cockpit, DJ Orakle in control. Teach your main city like it's coded in their soul. From the basis to the D plays, every tool, every tip. They'll turn noobs into legends on this crypto trip. Grinding mission, stacking loot, dodging fakes, making moves. You got question, they got proof. Boost defense, point prestige, mo finesse. Main city ain't a game, it's a whole mindset test. Loaded lions in the streets, cubs chasing that bread. Every stat, every buff, yeah, it's all in your head. So plug in, level up, learn the code, know the plan. With Oracle and Airwink, you gon' master the land.
Welcome to the show, where crypto meets the grind, where knowledge drops hard and the game's redefined. This ain't no chill, this is strategy and wit. Main City 101, now let's get it lit. Welcome to the show, where crypto meets the grind, where knowledge drops hard and the game's redefined. This ain't no chill, this is strategy and wit. Main City 101, now let's get it lit.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Airwink 7, and I'm joined with DJ Orakle again. This is podcast number 14. Sorry, let me just make that change there. And yeah, today we are going to discuss a few interesting updates that happened, and we're getting prepared for the Uncharted Blitz. So welcome back, and thank you for joining me, DJ Orakle.
Yes. Thank you guys for coming back. Thank you guys for having us here, tuning in to Main City Radio Podcast. How's it going, Arwink?
It's going well. I've got the frozen gel pad, so hopefully my computer can last the whole podcast and actually do a proper recording. But yeah, let me know down below how the audio and everything comes out. We're trying out a few different things, and hopefully my computer can handle the rendering this time. So yeah, apologies for the last one, but hopefully this next one's doing well. Other than that, I've been doing pretty well on the personal stuff and have rounded out all of my elements collection now for the tools. How are you doing, DJ Orakle?
I'm doing pretty good. My tent that I put for sale hasn't sold yet, but somebody else put a lower price than mine, and it's one that I need, so I was thinking about buying it today. So I might do that after the podcast.
Nice. Which one is that you're looking to grab?
I think it's the green one.
Okay, perfect.
Verde, I think.
Yeah, the Verdant skin, element skin.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, actually, that's the only one I minted. I was able to mint that on my birthday, so that's a special skin for myself for that tent.
Nice. That's a good birthday gift right there.
Yeah, figured risk the chance. I didn't mint any weapons, though, and I see that they've minted out. So the depot is empty. I don't know if there's another restock or not, but I would have to check and see. I think, though, we're pretty close to the 100,000 NFTs for that collection distributed as well. So, we got a few more coming up from this Blitz as prizes, but I think for the most part, they're probably pretty close to being done minting.
Right. Well, that was a good pull right from the mint, the tent.
Yeah, I was lucky to grab that tent from the tools mint. But yeah, so I guess we'll run through the topics for today. So we're going to talk about the newest update and give our opinion on some of the changes that were made. We're also going to talk about the skin bonuses, including the dojo that's just been introduced for the Ishin Revengers. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the Uncharted Blitz. We still don't have the information on the actual multiplier days, but perhaps as we get into that section, maybe they'll have updated the playbook by that point. So we'll have to see. Maybe we'll get lucky and be recording as it goes live. So, let's I guess hop into the update. So I've got a screenshot here. Let me bring up the game information. In a second here. So this is the update. We've got the gameplay update with, so what's new, there was the Project Ishin. So this is the Ishinverse, Ishin Revenger collection. They have joined the Legion, so big welcome from the Legion. congratulations on, making it into Main City as well as having such a beautiful skin. We also had an update for divisions. So they've finally announced the actual division name. And I know a lot of people were calling the Titanium division, which is Division 1, this name, but the new one is called the Platinum Division. So Division 2, you will be generating Platinum cash. And then they've also done a balancing update. This is to the faction bonuses, competitive events, auction timers, and attack probabilities. Interestingly enough, they left out one of the most important balancing updates on there, which we'll get into near the end of this discussion.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff coming out, and we always like updates. There's always some tweaking, and but updates mean that they're moving forward, and I think we all like moves in Man City.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I guess we'll start off with, I think, one of the more interesting changes that they made, considering the balancing, the the abilities or the faction bonuses.
Yeah, right. So now you can pick and choose if you want extra bonus on diamonds or if you want extra bonus on cash. Which it's pretty critical when it comes to competition.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's a different change up. I was gonna say it's a different change up, right? Because I know they had that pool or the what do you want to call it? A poll
Like a
that the vote that Nix had put out, right? And it wasn't even an option. I know that down in the comments below there was a question pertaining to faction specific bonuses, right? But there wasn't really any direct call out of that within the poll. So I find it very interesting that they decided to take something from the comments rather than everybody's clear winner, which was a forced, right? So basically forcing people to make a choice for the faction up front, or at least within like the first 24 hours or 48 hours, whatever the timeline's at, right? So I found that very interesting that they kind of ignored the community sentiment in regards to the actual like selection in competition, and instead chose to give each faction a different bonus, which, I think most people in competition don't really lack for diamonds. They're going to more struggle with the gold. So, I'm expecting a lot of Legion on Legion warfare, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're gonna bring back the Operation Dracula. Remember Operation Dracula when a bunch of voids when Legion to kind of like throw things off. It was in one of the early competitions, and some of that talk came around in the Void Discord because you're right. I mean, everybody's like hurting for cash or waiting for cash in the competitions, and if the Legion is gonna get the cash, and you end up if everybody wins. Because that's what somebody said. Like everybody's gonna be Legion now, so that's what you were saying. Like Legion and Legion casualties are gonna go up. But I mean, at the end, also like you win with Legion, you also win the diamonds. So it's gonna be it's a really really tough call for me because I am like Void for life. But man, these bonuses and like you said, like it's wild that the community was having some other opinion and they just like put it threw it aside. And they just went with something that it's like totally unbalanced, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because it does really incentivize people now to just be part of the Legion. So that you guys are aware. So the Legion bonuses are 6% cash income bonus and a 2% XP gain bonus. Whereas Void is getting a diamond income bonus of 3% and an XP gain bonus of 2%. So this definitely, they say here, to keep things fresh and fair. I don't know if it's fair, but it's definitely fresh. This is an interesting change. So we'll have to see how this goes. But like I said, I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot more people selecting Legion because, I mean, typically when it comes down to competitions, right? There's people that play because they enjoy being part of a faction, like yourself and myself, right? Like we are part of a faction and we fight for that faction. But then most people don't really play for a faction. They just play to be as high on the leaderboard rank as they can to get as many vouchers because it's 100% about personal gain. So I feel there's going to be a lot of people just going, well, hey, I need that 6% cash bonus because that's going to help me out more than the 3% diamonds. So we'll see how it all pans out, but I have a feeling, there's going to be probably like 70% Legion and like 30% Void.
Yeah, or a lot of people that are not gonna choose factions. Actually, no, because you have to choose the faction in order to get the bonus. So not choosing a faction, it'll be kind of like hurting people. Maybe that's what they had in mind. Like, okay, if you're not choosing a faction, you're missing out on the bonus. But that still didn't make it balanced. Like you said, it made it fresh because it's brand new, right? Something new to play by. And like we were saying earlier, updates are always uh welcomed. They're not always welcome with a smile, but they're always welcome. They're always welcome because it shows that the game is moving in some sort of direction instead of being stagnant. But like if you go to the plaza, and most people that play main city, they'll know that they gotta break something before they fix something else, kind of thing.
Oh, exactly. It's just like when they brought out the lowest income, right? Break the game and then they change it back to what it was before. But I don't know if this isn't really enough, I don't think, to entice the people that normally play factionless, right? A lot of people play factionless so they can just hit whoever without having to deal with the prompt saying, "Are you sure?" So, and to them, really, they would rather have the bonus that comes from being able to hit a strong attack versus a 6% cash bonus that you get for the faction. And then to top it off, they usually want the diamonds in normal mode, so they just select the faction they think is going to win right near the end, right? Because it is pretty obvious. Once a couple of the big players choose the faction, then, I mean, it's game over, right? Like, there's no going back from there. So that's sort of what I don't think it fixes the issue still. I think the issue is they need to enforce faction selection by a certain point, and then after that certain point, you're fighting factionless, so you forego the diamonds in normal mode, right, as a bonus for being part of the winning faction. So you need to make the choice within the first 24 to 48 hours, depending on, how long the competition is. If it's a showdown, it should be within the first, when you log in, you need to choose a faction. Like, you can't skip out on choosing a faction. That should be part of like the smaller competitions. But again, I guess we'll see how it goes. This will be the first demo of it. So, all we can do is fight for our faction or fight for glory.
Yeah, and you said it, going back to what you said, and you said something that is very, very true. That a lot of players don't really play for a faction. They play for a win, whether it's vouchers or whatever, for the win. And they're not breaking any rules. They're not breaking, they're not cheating or anything. So you can't blame people for trying to see what the best strategy is for players. Yeah, like you said, like you and I, we do have the faction. Like, we kind of wear it on the sleeve. But I mean, you can't be mad at people for playing the game the way it's uh, the way it's written on the playbook, right? They're just doing the best decisions for them, for every player. So
Yeah, exactly. The
shout out to
developers
everybody
allow
who
it.
stays true. Yeah, and that's what they say too, right? Like when somebody hits somebody else, same faction, and they go to the plaza and they're like, "Why stop hitting me, man?" Blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, but at the same time, like they're not they're not changing the code of the game or anything like that, right? It's just frowned upon, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that leads well into our next discussion point for the update. I think the factions leads well into talking about the change that they made to the attack system, right? So the new attack system that they've developed here is, so originally it was 1 above and 1 below was your 95% chance hit. Now it's 3 above and 3 below. So they've extended the 95 out a bit. but they haven't changed how far out the 50% goes. So it still caps off at 10, which I find kind of, I mean, whatever, I guess. I was really hoping for something closer to like 5 above, 5 below would be your 95, and then out to 15 or something like that, or out to 20 is your 50%, because that would really give you a lot more targets. Because especially with this change to the faction bonuses, I have a feeling like I'm going to be sandwiched between a lot of Legion. And I mean, typically I'm not going to hit Legion if they're on the Legion side until they hit me first. But I guess I'm going to have to be doing some scouting in normal mode. So, you know, if you're going to fight for Legion and you don't want me to hit you, make sure you're Legion in normal mode as well.
Yeah, like you said, right? If they attack you first, then it's on.
Oh, exactly. At that point, there's no stopping. I'm gonna hit you. But I mean, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, being able to have, you know, an extra 2 targets on either side is going to be helpful. But I still don't think this really fixes some of the issues people had with like drop down tactics in normal mode. But this will help out quite a bit in competition. You know, I had a few times where I got placed, you know, on my ramp up into the top 50 there. There was times that I got stuck in between 2 Legion and had to wait for that 10-minute refresh to put me somewhere else. Whereas there was, you know, 2 people that I could have attacked. And I guess it comes down to the choice. Do you attack the people at 50% and then have to wait another 25-ish minutes before you can attack again and risk that 50% failure, or just wait the 10 minutes to get a new refresh and hope you land beside Void? But now we have a little bit more range for those 95%, so hopefully it'll play a little bit more advantageously, so you don't have to, you know, wait that 10 minutes when you should be able to attack.
Yeah, and it is helpful that it's 3 on up or down, but I think the perfect way would have been to go the next 3 opposite faction, right? That way, even if it's 5, or like, let's say that you're in number 1, especially people that are 1, 2, or 3 that they don't really have anybody above them, they should be able to kind of hit the next 3 different opposite faction, and that would have been a lot better, right? So even if you have like the next faction is like 5 away, for you to still have that 95% because it's the next faction to you, that to me would have been like perfect. But I mean, maybe I'm just too picky or whatnot, but I think the next faction, instead of just the next 3 players, the next 3 factions, opposite factions, would have been a lot better.
No, I agree. I just don't know if that's a really hard system to program, right? Because then if you have people that haven't selected a faction, how does it take them into account, right? Because if it's just looking for people that are on the opposite faction, it might be just too difficult for them to develop, right? And that's why they just go with the simple 3 above, 3 below instead of, you know, the next 3 of the opposite faction. It might just cause too many bugs, but hopefully, you know, as they get better and better at, you know, making new updates and changing things, I would love to see that, because that makes the most sense, because that really does then incentivize people not to attack their own teammates when it's guaranteed you're able to attack the next closest of the opposite faction. That would be perfect. Like 100% would support that.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. A lot of times we just have ideas, but it's not so easy to write it down or put into code. So yeah, shout out to the devs.
Yeah, it comes from our layman's mind, right? We're not programmers, so.
Yeah, but that's, you know, like we said, that would be like the perfect scenario. But we're still in beta mode.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think this is a step in the right direction. You know, hopefully it works well. I think if anything, they need to expand the range or do like what we were just discussing, make it so it's guaranteed it's the opposite faction. But other than that, I mean, we'll see how this goes and see how many more people I can actually hit during the competition.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely going to be very interesting tomorrow. Well, in a few hours, actually.
Exactly. So I guess this leads into the next thing. So in comp mode only, they have changed the auction timer. right? So they're reducing it from the 4-hour auction. They're bringing it down to 3 hours. So when you put your first bid in, it sets the timer at 3 hours and then starts counting down. And then anytime somebody else bids on a business, it goes back to 3-hour timers. So basically the same function that we have right now, just instead of 4 hours, it's down to 3. And to note, this is only in competition mode. It's still 4 hours in normal mode.
Yes, and I'm wondering why they made it 3 hours and not 2. It just kind of still seems a bit long. But maybe is it because of fairness, so that more people can maybe look at it before it just gets put on there? I mean, it is better than 4. 3 hours, it is better. It's just, I guess at the beginning of the competition is kind of like where it hurts a little more, right? Because you're just waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah, exactly. You're stuck waiting for that timer to finish, right? Opposed to, if it was 2 hours and you're buying some blueprints or a business you need for merging or whatever it is, right? It's just that extra hour, or even before the 4 hours, and then have somebody reset it at like when it's down to like an hour left. And it's like, okay, been sitting here, bid on this business as soon as possible, and I'm going to be waiting like 8 hours before I get the business. It just seems a little bit long. I mean, I guess this cuts it down a little bit, but I agree. Like, it'd be nice to see it back down to like, or even like the previous, right? If there's a competitive bidding cycle of like, people bidding back and forth on it, then put it back down to like just an hour, right? Go from 3 hours down to an hour. And that way it's like, hey, if you're really interested in this business, you can bid it back and forth, right? Kind of like the old system.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be good. I mean, I think an hour, an hour and a half, even 2 hours, it gives more than enough time for people to be active in the market. But 3 hours will take any progress.
That's it. I guess maybe when we hit about 4,000, 5,000 active players, maybe they'll put it down to like hour auctions or something. But as of right now, I think they're just waiting to see how active the game is. And I mean, we're sort of subject to whatever the developers do, right? So I think overall it's as good as we're getting, right? A little bit of a reduction in timer is always a welcome thing. So, I mean, personally, I don't buy too much, but...
Yeah, but that's a good point that you bring up. When we have a lot more players and there's a lot more traffic in the market, right now there's so many players. There's only so many players playing in normal mode, and I don't think everybody playing in normal mode plays in competition mode. So that's a good point. For the amount of players that we have, they want to keep the market hot.
Yeah, that's what I think. At least that's what they're trying to do, right? Keep it as competitive as possible, right? Because not everybody's going to sit at their computer for, 5 hours trying to win an auction, right? They're going to put a bid in that they think is going to win. Maybe they'll go a little bit higher. And they'll walk away, come back in a couple hours. I got outbid, put another bid back in. And at least it gives them that window of time that they can step away from the game, right? If it was a 30-minute or a 1-hour auction, you're just going to be sitting there the whole time, right? So I get the reason behind it, but, I don't think the people that are taking steps away from the game are the ones that are, competing at the very high level. So, I mean, that's any game, right? You put the time in if you want to be at the top.
Yeah, that's true. Or you put a bid that it's not gonna get outbid, like Crypto Diamond.
Yeah.
Somebody said when Crypto Diamond puts a bid, it's because he wants that business. He's not gonna be playing around.
Yeah, he's not doing any of those increase by 1K, increase by 1K, and see if you see where the fine line is. He's just like, this is how much I'm paying. You want to outbid me? Go for it, whatever.
He has more zeros in his bids.
Exactly. Yeah, that's that's it, right? And if you even bid him up again, he's probably just going to outbid you one more time. So it's just like, well, whatever, we're done.
Yeah.
More vouchers than I even have in my account, so have fun.
Yeah, enjoy your business.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll get some feedback and hear how this new auction system goes. But I think the sentiment still is, 3 hours is still quite a long time. It'd be nice just to see it had been cut in half down to 2 hours, but yeah, small incremental steps. So
Yeah, we'll see how. I mean, it is gonna make a difference, and we'll just see how the feedback comes from all the players.
exactly. So I guess other than that, I mean, and now the new division being unlocked, so you can find in there's none available yet for sale in the market, but the extent has been increased up to Division 2 on the filters, so you can attempt to look for Division 2. I think only Meta will be able to buy from Meta, so at least for a while.
Yeah,
At least until Crypto Diamond gets
there,
there.
right?
Yeah, he'll probably
He's not there
be.
yet.
No, I've seen some 160s and 166s available for sale, so he'll probably be there within a week or two, I would think. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I remember he said somewhere that in September. So yeah, about a week or two.
Yeah, and then hopefully he starts selling super cheap Division 1 P289s.
Well, he could make the market, I guess. Huh?
Pretty
He'll
much.
probably be the only one up there, so he'll
Yeah.
be making the prices.
Exactly. But yeah, so other than that, we can talk a little bit about the Ishin project skin that's been introduced. So the Project Ishin has brought forth their skin into the game. It's the Zen Dojo, or Garden Zen Dojo, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Garden Dojo business. It looks pretty cool. I really like the design of it. I mean, I like the artwork too on the Revengers. I think they're pretty cool. So this Zen Garden Dojo business skin gives you 8% cash boost on your LL Sports. And just like the Cretan Monks one, it is boostable by more NFTs you own. So myself, I have 7 of them right now, and I'm at a 19.44. Which is pretty much the max. It can get up to 20, which is pretty hard to get, but you basically max out at 20 if you had a lot of NFTs. And then as well as the business skin, they also have the increased cash income bonus. So they get 0.9%. They also get a 0.3% to the diamond income, and then they're getting a 0.2 to the attack cooldown reduction. So that's pretty cool that they're going to also provide more attacks, more frequency of attacking. So that's in the game now. If you don't have an Ishin Revenger, make sure you pick up one. But yeah, I'm excited to use them in the inaugural Blitz for them, which is the Uncharted Blitz. So be a lot of fun.
Yes, and this is for the LL Sports, right? The business.
It is, yes, yeah. So I have a feeling like the LL Sports is going to be used a bit more. I mean, I personally love it.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite businesses, but well,
Yeah, me too. And
go for it.
no, I was just saying, yeah, the skin is pretty cool. Yeah, that's one of my favorite businesses too. And yeah, if you don't have any NFTs, I'm looking at the crypto.com app right now. It's pretty much $49 the floor price, and the artwork is pretty good. I have 3 of them, so I'll be looking to pick up probably a few more, maybe 3, 4. Yeah, I think 7 of any NFT is a good balance. I agree with that. So yeah, I'm trying to. I need to unequip some of my monsters because I have like 13 monsters, I think.
Yeah,
I really love those NFTs.
unequip a few of them for sure. And I mean, now you could also probably unequip a few monks. I don't know how many you got equipped, but also one thing I do want to note as part of the initiation into Main City, they're doing a giveaway. I'm hesitant to bring it up because I'm hoping I can win one, but it will be for the top 20 players. So not the top 20 ranked players, but the players within the top 100, the first 20 players that are using their PFP at the end of the Blitz will also receive an extra NFT. So
If they're Legion, I think, right?
I don't think it was Legion specific. I think it was any player that is playing, and it'll basically be from the number one. So if whoever is number one has it on, and number two doesn't, number three does. So at worst, it's going to be just the top 20 players if they all use Ishin Revengers. At best, it might extend out to the top 100. And then they're going to do a raffle, I think, for an extra 4 or 5 NFTs for people using the NFT as their PFP that are in the top 250. So if you're a consistent top 250 player, or even somebody that's normally in the 300s, and you think you can push for top 250, there's a chance you could win an Ishin Revenger just by equipping the Ishin Revenger PFP.
Nice. That's pretty good of them. That's a great way to welcome the project into Main City, to get more players, more eyes on it. So congratulations to them, and a big shout out for the contest that they're having.
Yeah, it's pretty big if you ask me. That's a pretty cool, interesting little twist to it. I know the Crazy Monsters did something similar as well when they had their skin introduced. Let me see if I can see. There we go. That's the post right here. So let me just switch over and we can take a quick look at the actual post. So to celebrate the upcoming Uncharted Blitz competition mode in Main City on the 22nd of August, on top of the Loaded Lions prize pool, they are offering 20 Ishin Revengers for the top 20 participants among the top 100 ranked players who use a Ishin Revenger as their PFP during competitive mode. Additionally, they will raffle out 5 additional Ishin Revenger NFTs between the top 250 participants. So there you go. If you have an Ishin Revenger and you're using it and you're in the top 250, you could have a chance to win one of the 5. And if you're a consistent top 100 ranked player, try to equip it and hopefully you can win yourself one of the 20. So obviously the closer to rank 1 you are, the more guaranteed you are to be one of those top 20 participants, but it's still worth, giving it a shot. And then as part of this giveaway as well, if you post a picture of the land using the dojo skin and then tag 3 people, you're also entered to win a Revenger. So there's another little bonus giveaway there for it.
Nice. They're coming in with a powerful entry to the game.
Exactly. Hey, I'm excited for them. I've been waiting for a while for this skin to come in. And I know when they first teased it too, right? They the project, I don't know why, maybe just because they wanted to keep it secret as to who actually had the Felice Cineplex, because it's a definitely identifiable business, being the only 3-space business. So but they put Ishin as the ones that had the skin for it, right? So I thought that was kind of weird when it ended up being the Synthtopia project. But I guess that sort of leads us into our next topic, which are the skin bonuses, right? So we do have the LL Sport skin bonus, which is from the Ishin project and gives us that 8% cash bonus, and it maxes out at 20% if you've got a lot of NFTs. My happy medium's always been 7-ish, 5 to 7 NFTs for a project or for a collection. Gets you pretty close to the max benefits. And then, we've also got the last part of that update, which, I sort of wanted to keep in with the skin bonuses discussion, right? That's the nerfing, or the shaving of our nuts, as we like to call it, the reduction of the treehouse skin. So yes, originally...
That's a scientific name. The shaving our nuts.
Yeah, shaving our nuts. What the heck? I know. When I somehow glazed right over this when I read through the first initial news bulletin, and then somebody in the city plaza was like, "Why did you guys reduce the skin?" I was like, "What? Where was that in the update?" And I went back and was like, "Oh, okay. I completely missed that after reading about the the skin for Ishin. So I don't like it personally. I don't think it's in good taste for the developer to say it's balancing. Whereas, like, really, I mean, what is a maximum 50% booster? Like, it's not that significant when you think about what you can boost with attacks, right? So to me, it's sort of like, why didn't you just, make the Apex a 25% booster? Make the bank, instead of being 4.5, right? Why didn't you make it something closer to like 18% or 20% to match the monks, right? Since it's not boostable by an NFT. Same with the Felice skin, right? Like, why didn't you just make it, something like 15%, maybe 18 at that point or something as a rare? So to me, it just doesn't make sense as to why they have to reduce the monk skin down to a lower percentage to match the other skins that are now in the game versus just leaving the monk skin where it was and boosting the rest of the skins up to be enticing, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people in the Discord talking about this, so hopefully they'll rethink those numbers, and hopefully they will put it back to where it was. Because yeah, like you said, it's not. I mean, how is it something that they don't have in mind when it was the very very first skin that they introduced? So if they thought that was a good percentage, then they should have went around that percentage as a starting point, as a reference point. It seems like it was the other way around. Like they put all these other skins as a reference point for this other skin that's been in the game for a long time. I totally agree with you that it should be different than the ones that need no NFT because there's you don't need any more NFTs. Um, and yeah, you're totally right. They should increase those other percentages instead of messing with the OG.
Exactly. And it lends, I guess, some doubt to the guarantees that the main city team provide you when it comes to partnering with it, right? Because it's like, if you're just going to change it, right? And I went into the Monk Discord as well, just to see, like, hey, I think somebody brought it up. It might have been Stonley or somebody. It might have, or maybe LS5 or somebody like that that's pretty active in there. They brought it up and they're like, do you guys know your skin just got reduced? And they're like, no, we didn't hear anything about that as a potential thing to happen. So it's like, it wasn't even really communicated, and especially when, like, a lot of players, and I'm glad I haven't done it yet, but my anticipation was to bring up my main motors as one of my big businesses for Division 1 just because of that skin, right? That extra 50% is nice. It's enticing just to have it as a passive benefit. But I mean, it's still 30% maxed out, but it's still sort of just like, I mean, you just cut it by 14% or 40%. Like, it's a bit of a kick to the nuts.
Yeah, very well said. Very well put. Yeah, I mean, that's like you said. It also questions the developers and what the deals that they're doing with other partners. I think it was Stolen, the one that put it, because he also went on the feedback of the main city feedback channel, and he put the same thing. So shout out to him for speaking up. And yeah, it was very surprising. It was like you said, it kind of leaves a bad taste on people's mouth. Like, eh,
Yeah,
is
exactly.
it gonna be the only time, or are we gonna see these again, kind of thing?
Well,
So
even
hopefully he'll put it back.
I hope so too, because it even goes back to, like, if you start building a strategy around that business, right, to help you excel a little bit faster in Division 1 or even in Division 0 or wherever you are, right? It's sort of like, okay, well, where can we draw the line where it's like, guys, we need some finality, right? Like, things need to be certain. Where's the point where it's like, this is the business and it's not going to change with this skin, right? Because, even with the past update, a lot of people spent a lot of money making changes to their city to be able to have a big business in every region and then they just come back and go, okay, well, we're just going back to the normal way that we were playing, right? So it's just sort of like, I get that you want to experiment and try some stuff, but maybe be more forthcoming with that, right? Like, let us know, hey guys, we're going to try this. We want your feedback on it, right? Don't make any significant investment changes when it comes to this, but give us some feedback on what you think, opposed to just being like, here it is, this is done. It seems like there's just that lack of communication between the community and the developers trying something new, right? Even coming back to what we're talking about with the changes to the leaderboard with the attacking, right? And even these faction bonuses, right? It's sort of like, well, what's with this update? Who is this, an experiment? I know you say you're going to change it every once in a while, but to me, it's just sort of like not the best case scenario, at least not for me.
Yeah, and it's like kind of sudden. It's a great point about the lowest region play style, because yeah, a lot of people are like, all right, so I guess these cool cats are not gonna be as useful. So let me start working on other businesses. So they made those businesses worth, which is, I mean, legendaries and all that. They're supposed to be up there when it comes to like the usage. I know they're up there on the income, but because of the cost and everything, it's not the way to play the game right now. Um, so yeah, a lot of people had to get those new businesses and kind of like adjust, and it was just like a psych, like never mind. Um, so we'll see. Again, I know that they're trying to make things better, but it just sometimes seems like they're speaking a different language. I mean, we are very outspoken in the Discord, um, and it just seems like um, they don't. It seems like they don't play the game at all. Like they just make it, but they don't play it at all. I don't know.
Uh,
It just seems kind of like a very disconnect.
I was just about to say that same thing. It's almost like the developers are just making a game and not even playing it. But I guess maybe when you make something and you're so close to it all the time, you just don't have any interest in playing it. But I don't know. They almost need somebody like Papa Bigfoot or yourself or me or even like Meta just to advise, right? Maybe get somebody advising on some of these changes on an NDA just up front. So it's sort of like, hey, you're familiar with what the community likes. How do you think they're going to respond to this? Right. And like, because right now it's just like, here you guys go. Here's something that we just pulled out of nowhere. And it's sort of like, well, who asked for this? Like, you did a poll about how do you want to deal with factions. Everybody said make the faction choice, mandatory, right? Force the faction choice, and then they go, hey guys, we're going to give you guys different bonuses based on the faction you're a part of. I was like, well, where did this come from?
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of like, okay, this is what's happening, and then somebody gets drunk, and it's just something different.
Yeah. So again, it comes back to just sort of like where, you should have asked or even talked to the community, right? Like, I think the monks should have been told up front, hey, we need to make a balancing change, right? Just because of the A, B, and C or whatever you want to make up to justify reducing the skin. But personally, I don't see the necessity for it. I honestly think that they should have went the opposite direction and should have brought up the other skins, right? Because, when you look at the cost of what the skin for, even the Apex or definitely the Apex. Like, if you look at the amount of money you could spend on NFTs instead of buying the Apex skin, you're going to get a lot better bonus by buying tools that are 100% blanket on all of your businesses. Like, you can get a 10% bonus on your tools over, buying an Apex skin. And it applies to your Apex skin or on your Apex as well as every other business, right? So it's just sort of like the 10% is not that big, right? Those 4.5%, really not that big. Like, you can buy a couple fedoras, buy yourself a couple foot gear and a couple jackets, and you're above that 4.5. So it was sort of just like a taken back moment where it's like, okay, so you're trying to make skins a necessity, like something that people actually want to buy from you guys, but also you don't make them that enticing in comparison to NFT projects. So to me, it's just sort of like, if anything, you should have boosted the current purchasable skins up a bit more and kept the monk skin where it was. But hopefully they'll make the change, like you said. It just sort of, to me, doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I like what you said that they should have like at least 2 or 3 people that are kind of like a confident, uh, kind of like middleman between the community and the devs, like somebody who maybe even has to sign a non-disclosure agreement saying that anything that they talk about, it's not gonna be, disclosed to the community, but at least have a little bit of an input from, like you said, ourselves, Meta, Papa Bigfoot, people that are really getting to the game, getting to the mechanics, are close to the community, and can put a little bit of input, just like a quick, like don't reduce the income, make the other skins better, like, because like you said, there's better 50% bonus. It's not, especially only in one business. It's not like it's applying to all the businesses. It's not that much compared to attacks or even boosters, and it helps to promote those businesses that are not so popular, or even if they're popular, it helps the market. It helps people to try to get them. People might want to even increase the quality, so now you have to get more of the same businesses to merge. Um, so yeah, reducing a 50% uh, boost, it was kind of like unnecessary.
Yeah, and there's a
But
lot of good people in the Discord, right? Like, I mean, it's not like we can name them all, but like Curious also comes to mind. Like, he's always there helping. He knows the mechanics really well. Like, he would be somebody that they could easily talk to. And that's the thing. Like, they just need to bounce some of these ideas, or even just start doing more polls. Hey guys, this is what we're thinking. Post it on X, and get the community feedback. And instead of just being a surprise update, right? Like, that's the one big thing I think that they need to take into consideration is like, poll the community, get some opinions from us before you make these surprise changes, right? Because 9 times out of 10, when they make a change, it doesn't seem like the community likes the change. So at least, it
shout out
takes
to
some
Curious.
adjustments. Yeah, shout
Yeah,
out.
it takes some adjustments. Yeah, shout out to Curious. He's always very helpful, very willing. And I like what you said. If they don't want, just a few people, then post it on X, but actually follow the results.
Exactly. If you get a certain sentiment, don't just go the opposite direction. But whatever. Let's, I guess, not be too much of a dead horse here. But yeah, I mean, essentially, that's what's happening with the skin bonuses, in our opinion, at least. Drop down in the comments below. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys are sort of a bit disappointed in the reduction of the monk skin, especially if you were using it. Or especially if you had just bought a monk, with the anticipation of using this skin. I'll be interested to see if we have a reduction in the floor price of the monks, if this will have an impact on their NFT floor price or not. But as of right now, it's obviously too early to tell. So I just think it was sort of in bad taste. But what can you do?
Yeah, again, we'll just see what the updates are. There's too much of a love for the game overall that we just kind of like get disappointments. But if they change it once, they can change it back. So we'll see what happens. They'll most likely do more rebalancing. So hopefully we'll see that changed.
Yeah, exactly. There's always more rebalancing. So maybe we'll see something and they'll change it, right? And they'll bring it back up to that and readjust the rest of the skins. So fingers crossed. All we can do is give our feedback and our, I guess, acceptance, excitement, or disappointment and discontent with stuff. So, all right.
Yeah, and like you said, everybody leave your comments down there. Let us know what you think. And also make sure you guys share this podcast and tag Nix so that he can know what's going on and how the community feels. So make sure you guys tag him with this podcast so he can know you know, just our ideas and the community, how the community feels.
Yes, very true. Yeah, let him know. All right, so I guess on to the Uncharted Blitz. So that's the next big thing that's going on here. We've got the competition starting in what is it,
8 hours and 48 minutes.
48 minutes. 8 hours, 48 minutes. So, yeah, coming up quick. Let's see if I can I should have brought up the actual post from Loaded Lions in regards to that. So, but otherwise, I mean, right now there's no tell as to what the actual multiplier days are. My assumption it's going to either be the first or the second day, since they did the third day for the previous one. But I'm thinking it's probably going to be the second day will be the 10x, and then once again it's always the final day being the 15x. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. They should be posting that anytime soon. I mean, probably within like the next couple hours, I would think.
Yes, definitely. But we'll see what surprises they might have. I wonder if it's up there yet. They usually put it on the playbook, right?
They put it on the playbook, but they'll also put it in the Discord. I haven't seen any city notices or anything like that, so nothing's been updated on that. But here, I got the tweet up. So introducing the Uncharted Blitz, starting total prize will be 25,000 US dollars. This is made up from 10,000 US dollars of Crow, and then there is $15,000 worth of tactical gear NFTs. And then one thing to note is that 100% of the diamond spend, you know, as usual, is added to the prize pool. I believe last competition it was 70% went to the current prize pool. This time it's 60% is going to this current prize pool. So it's coming up soon. Let's see if they state down here or not what the floor price. So the US value is based on the average floor price, and the Crow price that they were looking at was $15.34, and they're saying the average floor price of their NFTs is $14.80, and that was as of August 15th. So I know some of the NFTs have increased in price. Other ones I think are holding pretty steady. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
another competition. I'm glad we got one coming. It seems like almost every other, I guess maybe two per month. So every other week.
Yeah. Yes, and we definitely need some more vouchers. Um, so they're always welcome. Vouchers are my best friends.
Yeah, well, I know I've spent through way too many recently, so I could use some replenishment on the voucher front here, especially because it doesn't seem like businesses are moving in the market, not very well at least. But I mean, you know, in regards to this, I guess the only slight change for my plan when it comes to the Uncharted Blitz is going to be obviously which day I'm going to be participating a lot in. So it depends on their announcement for the 10x day. But again, it's probably either going to be the first or the second day. I doubt they'll push it to the fourth day. I mean, that might be kind of interesting because then it's literally just the fourth, fifth, sixth, and the last day that you really need to play hard. So that'd be kind of different. But I know they try to incentivize, right, the whole competition. And that was what the purpose of these multiplier days are, is to incentivize people to play the whole competition, or at least reward the people that are, because you're able to secure a better position by participating in those 10x days and that last final 15x, opposed to just buying in near the end and seeing how far you can get.
Yeah, that's what definitely they're trying to avoid is those last minute buy-ins. They want you to at least play, some of the days, not just start buying because you need to accumulate some of that power. So yeah, I think the what I'll do too is just wait, not start right away. I mean, I'm gonna start and generate diamonds right away, but I'm gonna wait for the smoke to settle down uh, before I start attacking and going up the leaderboard. I'm gonna sit aside. I'm gonna watch the battle from the side for a little bit, and then I'll join. But I'm definitely gonna choose Void. Um, I'm definitely sticking with that.
Yeah, I didn't doubt that. I guess it's been basically every month. Sorry, my bad. I didn't realize the Blazing Trail Blitz was almost a month ago and ended on the 1st of August. So, what's that, like 3 weeks? Maybe every 3 weeks we're going to be getting one. So, that's not too bad. We'll see if the schedule comes out and it's a little bit more frequent. I'm just checking, still not updated. So, we don't know the multiplier days yet. But again, the prize pool is going to be the same as last time, right? So the first place is going to get 10 random elite tools. Second place gets 8. Third place gets 5. Fourth to 10th gets 3. And then 11th to 50th is going to get 2. And then everybody from 51 to 1000 is going to get 1 NFT. Now, with that being said, if you're a newer player, again, what you're looking to do in these competitions is, pull some decent businesses that you can sell, right? And don't bother leveling them up, because more times than not, people are just looking for a P0 level 1 to merge with another business, or they're going to work on it themselves, right? So if you pulled something like a bank that's like quality 3, your best bet is just to list it, sell it as quick as possible, because it will help you a bit, but it's not going to help you get into the top, 300 or 250 to really be able to get a payout in vouchers that makes sense. You're going to get a lot more vouchers just from selling that business than you will from the prize pool. And then you're just fighting to stay in the top 1,000 and hope that you get a decent NFT drop. So that's my recommendation for any new players that are listening. Try to go about that route. You're going to see the most benefit from that in regards to a actual prize. But, for players like DJ Orakle, myself, and a lot of the other guys that fight for the top 100, we're looking, I guess, now at an Ishin Revenger as well included, with whatever vouchers we can win. And, I don't know, DJ, are you going to change you sold some of your blueprints last time, didn't you? Or did you open them all?
I did open them all. I think I might sell one of my gold blueprints this time around. Just the gold ones.
Yeah, I imagine the gold ones will probably still sell, but I don't think the blue ones, the common blueprints, are selling very high.
Yeah, I don't think so. And just to secure a few extra vouchers, because the NFT, I am gonna try to get on the top 50. Hopefully this time around, by not going up the leaderboard and then running out of people who attack right away. Hopefully that'll help me to stay in the top 50. Definitely not get emotional like last time that I got a bunch of diamonds and I just like spend them. Like if it was a lottery, like I got the lottery and I just went wild.
Just spend it on this and that and this. Lightning boosts everything.
You get a booster. You get a booster. Everybody gets a booster.
Yeah. Well, as long as you weren't paying to stack them too.
Yeah, no. So yeah, definitely. I'm definitely gonna try to make some sales this time around and secure some vouchers.
Nice. Yeah, I'm still probably going to open all of mine and then just see, hopefully I pull something I can sell. If not, it's something I'm going to be able to use and hopefully secure like a top 50 position again. That way I can get that extra NFT and then hopefully have a higher chance of getting myself that extra Ishin Revenger. Any NFTs are always welcome, right? So we'll see what happens. But essentially, I think it's pretty much the same game plan. I do have a few more NFTs to be able to hopefully hit a bit harder and I've got a little bit more defense now when it comes to kingpin. So hopefully I'm not getting pushed around too much. That was one of my bigger issues is, I would get hit pretty hard by a kingpin and then, have to basically rearrange all my lands. So that can be a bit annoying, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to get back into the fray of battle.
Yeah, and I think you did sell some blueprints this last time, right? It was the first time that you sold blueprints, or did you
Nope.
open them all?
No, I opened them. I always open them all.
Oh.
I sold a arcade though. So
Oh yes, yes, yes.
yeah, that was a nice little benefit. And then I went and bought a bunch of blueprints because I thought they were a good deal. And now everything's selling at 1K, so they weren't a very good deal. Oh well.
Yeah, you DCA to those blueprints. That's the best way. Use DCA on the blueprint.
Yeah, hey, you never know, right? You might pull something good. I'm hoping that like those businesses that they've been teasing that are like region exclusive ones. I'm hoping it's not a skin. I'm hoping it's actually like a business and you can place it in those regions. And that's why I'm sitting on all my blueprints right now. Like if it does come out, then I'm hoping I can open my blueprints, hopefully get some of those businesses, at least one for my city and an extra one that I can like either merge up into my city or level up and maybe sell it. Something along those lines, but we'll see what that happens.
Yeah, we'll see. And I do believe also that the market is gonna eventually go up. Because I remember it. I remember two bull markets on Main City when the blueprints went up to 20, and then they started coming back down to like 1, and then they went up as high as 10. I don't think they went up higher than 10 this last time. Um, but hopefully we'll see another bull run in Main City. I do believe so. As more players come in and all that, and hopefully they'll adjust, they'll rebalance the blueprints that we get. Um, I think maybe the first, if I don't know, if they're gonna do 7 blueprints, then maybe they should go back to doing them from level 1 to 5 and nothing for 6, 7, 8 kind of thing, or just reduce the 7 blueprints. But hopefully they'll rebalance the blueprints and make them a little more hard to find and increase the price on them.
Yeah, I agree. Like I like the idea of 7 blueprints for competition, but I think, in the long run it's hurting normal mode. And I think they need to rethink, and this is where I really think we need the separation of rule sets, right? Like keep the main concepts the same, but we need to get a difference between what's available in normal mode versus what's available in competition.
Yeah, yeah, it's two different places, and it would also be really cool if we could keep some of the businesses, at least one, maybe our best business from a competition, and being able to carry it to the normal mode. That would also be kind of neat.
Yeah, I agree. That would be pretty nice. Most more times than not, like everything's selling for 1K voucher except for like a few select businesses. So it'd almost be nice if we could just carry them all over. Like I would just use them for merging anyways, right? So like it would save me some vouchers not having to buy these off of the bots or whatever the heck's going on right now. So but again, they probably will never do that. So to me, I think to bring value, and I guess this is a bit off of topic from the Uncharted Blitz, but there needs to be some value brought back to the businesses because right now it's terrible. But I guess on the flip side, with the amount of burns that happen in mergers, it's nice that they're only 1K voucher for the most part that you're spending, opposed to like a 10K voucher business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now it's definitely a buyer's market. Hopefully, we'll go back to a seller's market pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but I think we're going to eventually get a bit better of a market, right? Like you said, once more players start coming in and people are like, well, I'm just gonna purchase some businesses to get up to a higher level quicker, right? Invest a bit in the ecosystem. Right now, a lot of the lower level players aren't doing any investment. They're just selling their blueprints or selling their businesses and basically taking the crow and running, or just playing with whatever they can. So I think eventually we'll get to the point where they realize, hey, I regret selling all of those businesses because I now need them to increase my quality, right? Because now my business is useless at the higher prestiges. So hopefully that happens. But again, as of right now, it's definitely a buyer's market. And I think, and we see it in the blitzes as well, right? After, day one, for the most part, everything's super cheap, unless it's like a Epic or something that somebody's using to merge.
Yeah, and those prestiges, little by little, they start going down as the days pass by. Then the prestige businesses also start going down. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this blitz goes. And it's always fun. Having competitions is always fun. Just starting from zero, it's lots of fun. And yeah, hopefully we'll keep having one a month at least. Maybe we can have two if it's the showdowns, the weekends only. Maybe we can have two of those a month. Because again, we need vouchers for these businesses.
Yeah. Well, it'd be kind of nice too, right? If we did like one of these week-long competitions, right? So like the last week-long competition ended on the 1st. So it kind of would have been nice if they did something like, okay, on the, or even like midweek, maybe try a midweek 3-day showdown on like the 11th to the 13th of this past month, right? And then we get the next week long. Or even like last weekend, if they did like a little showdown to get us hyped up for the week long competition, like that'd be kind of fun. But we'll see. Maybe they just want to do purely just the blitzes. I mean, I like the name of this blitz, uncharted territory, uncharted, lands and regions. So it's getting me hyped up for exploration and the monster fighting.
Yes, monsters. We need some monsters in our lives. Um, Definitely super exciting about all those. I just bought 2 lands recently and was looking for the amount of monsters, resources, all that. So we're super excited for what's coming up. Um, yeah, things are moving.
Yeah, I luckily I won that giveaway from Colin Chronos Jazz. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I won the NFT land. So it was a starter in the Molten Forge region, and it actually had max resources. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Congratulations on that.
thank you. Yeah, no, it's a shout out to him, and congratulations on 100, or what was it, 10,000 followers on X. So it's pretty wild to me. Like, I'm not even, I think
Yeah.
maybe at like 800 at the best, and most of those I'm also following. So it's sort of like, yeah, oh well, a big milestone
Lions
for him
follow
though.
lions.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I mean, other than that, I think we could, we'll have to wait and see. We'll try to do another podcast at the end of the Blitz, right? Like a week after, sort of talk about our experience again. Maybe we can go quickly over some pointers. I mean, I did some beginner pointers, but for myself, I think I'm gonna probably try to run a little leaner. I ran a 4 square. Well, I ran a bank and an arcade last time, and I think it was just a little bit too heavy. I think I could have been a little more lean and hit prestiges a little bit faster. So I'm going to try to downsize a little bit and see how that goes. I honestly don't know if I'm going to even bother with a legendary again. Like, I just don't think they're helpful. Don't get me wrong. They definitely provide a lot of gold, especially as they are higher quality ones. But I just don't think that they're something I really want to work with too much. I'd rather work with like a bank, a decent quality bank or something. And how about yourself?
Yeah, the same thing. If anything, I'm gonna just keep it and help me to get some of the businesses to Prestige One. But I don't think I'll bring a legendary to Prestige One. If anything, I'll probably keep a museo, of course, if I get a museo. Um, but if anything, I'm probably just gonna run with maybe two uncommons and the rest cool cats, or maybe one diner and some cool cats. But definitely doing the power prestige up in normal mode definitely shows why the cool cats is the meta right now. It's the way to do it. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna. I agree with you. Keep a lean city. Um, I'm only, if anything, I'm only gonna use something big for the first, so that it can help me to get to Prestige One. But that's it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, my ultimate setup, I think, would be a Leo and Co, an LL Sport, and then like motors or something. It's not like the diamonds really matter in these. So being able to have like a nice rare, that uncommon with the boosted skin there for the Ishin, that would be super nice. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, yeah, just got
Yeah,
to play
like you
around with
said,
it.
we'll do a podcast. Yeah, we'll do a podcast after, and we'll see how it went.
Yeah, exactly. Do a debrief on it. But yeah, so other than that, I guess we're sort of done with the Uncharted Blitz. I know we got into talking a little bit about some speculation and stuff like that. I mean, other than I guess good luck, guys. I'm just waiting for this exploration stuff. That's where I hope that we see the separation of normal and competition, right? Like I think normal mode is going to be a lot more activities and stuff. Like I don't think there's going to be like monster fighting and any of that type of stuff inside of the actual competition. I think that that's purely for normal mode and extra activities for us to do.
Yeah, and it's definitely gonna put that next stage on Main City. Even though there's little updates, even though we have the daily rewards and we keep getting added stuff added, we get used to it right away because it's not such a big change in the game. So we get used to these updates pretty quick. But I mean, fighting monsters and going for explorations, and that's just a whole new that's a whole new upgrade that we're definitely can't wait for.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to it. I really do hope that it is more interactive and less passive, right? Like I'm hoping that it is something open world, or it can even be linear. It doesn't have to be like a super big open world, but some sort of bigger maps for us to go and explore. And especially seeing these Molten Forge expedition logs, like him going into the mountain and walking through and seeing all these ancient ruins and writing on the walls and stuff like that. It sort of makes me wonder, like, are they going to try to do like what they did with the Dark Lions reveal when they had the new, like a ciphered language, right? That we had to like figure out and decode what was spelt. It'd be kind of cool if they had some aspects like that inside the game where it's like, sort of like a puzzle that you have to figure out over a longer period of time and sort of like mix and match things and like find different, ruins inside of different parts of the like something in like the Aurora Wilds where there's the thawed altar and you find script on the walls there and you gotta like match it up and try to piece it together to like figure out what the puzzle is. Like that'd be kind of fun. There's so much that they could do, right? So that's where I'm kind of thinking it's going to be very specific just for normal mode, and that's why I think they work so hard on trying to keep the base layer, which is the city building aspect of the game, sort of its own separate concept. And it's going to be basically, you're building your city and this is the concept of how the game plays for competition mode. But then on top of that, there's the whole like metaverse for us to go and explore within the main city realm, right?
Yeah, and if anything, maybe how some they do the 1 month long the World Series. Maybe for those they'll start implementing some of the things because it's a whole month. So I could see that for the 1 month. But it'll be so exciting. I think like what you said about the reading on the wall, the writing on the wall, and that can also bring the community together because they're like, okay, I got this phrase. Did you get this phrase? And start comparing notes and stuff like that, so it can help the community to come together, kind of like the way the Cubs bring the community together because it's a lot easier to find them when you have a lot more people searching for them. So the same thing for deciphering some of these things. Hopefully it could be like a community event. Yeah, those video logs are super exciting. I love them. I repost them to my channel. I pirate them.
Yeah, I
from
recorded
X.
them as well. I was like, I'm just going to do all three. Maybe I'll do in increments of three. So as they come out, it's sort of like a monthly thing. Do it, once a month. Here's the newest logs that came out. Talk a little bit about them. But yeah, super excited. I hope we get to see some other regions, right? Like Nyx had posted that screenshot of the Crimson Reaches. So that will be cool if we get to see the Crimson Reaches area. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I'm just excited, and I just hope that they, like when they built that whole different like language, not like language, I guess, just different right alphabet, sorry, for the Dark Lions. I was kind of sad that we haven't seen anything used for that anymore, right? Like it was like, hey, we just did it literally just for this one thing, right? It would have been kind of cool if they actually used it a bit more for like events in X, or maybe they have a plan. There's going to be like a Dark Lion Citadel or something that's an outpost out in the Aurora Wilds forests or something like that, and you guys have that script written all over the place. And I don't know, there's who knows. I'm just excited to see what they bring out, but I am also prepared to be disappointed, so
Yeah, that's good. You're getting a thick skin from Main City. Just be prepared. I feel you on that. I feel you. I share the sentiment. So like you do like puzzles, huh? Because I thought, like, I remember those orbs and that we had to decipher, and I couldn't figure out not even one letter of none of those. Um, I
yeah.
don't know. I'm better at Sudoku.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I enjoy the puzzles. I mean, they're fun. Sometimes they can get frustrating, but it's just, I do realize that at a point it's like, well, somebody was able to make this, so obviously it's not that hard, right? It's got to be solvable. So
Yeah.
it's a challenge, and I don't know. I thought it was fun. I wrote down the whole alphabet and everything. So there's only like a few letters that were missing actually within the whole thing. So for the most part, they have the entire alphabet ready to go. Actually, let me just bring up the photo I have. So the only letters that they didn't show were B, F, G, J, K, M, Q, V, X, and Z. So those were the only letters that weren't used in these different puzzle ciphers. And for the most part, like, I mean, the Y literally looks like a Y, right? Like, it doesn't, the T is an upside down T with two lines beside it. Like, the D is literally a D with a dot in the middle. So it's not like that crazy, but it was kind of cool just trying to figure them out.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Then who needs the M anyways? We don't need those letters.
Yeah, it's not like you actually needed to spell anything important to the game.
Like Main City.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. It'd be kind of cool if they do something similar, like an ancient language and some puzzles like that. But who knows what they'll come up with. And I do hope that it's coming out soon, right? Like I'm hoping it's not like something coming out in November. I was really hoping it would be out by like the end of this month or the end of September at the worst. So, especially because I think they would want us to test it. Right? Like that's what I've been saying for a while. Like they've got to have some testing done on this exploration and monster fighting system before it goes on to mobile. Right? Like they're not going to want to just like launch mobile and then try to integrate this after you have like, hundreds of thousands of players. So I think like right now we've only still got about 2,000 players at the most playing Main City. So it makes sense to release the exploration, at least 3-4 weeks, maybe a month and a half, 2 months at the most, out from the mobile update. And that way they have feedback from us, to make the changes that we think are necessary and that make it more fun. And then, also find any bugs, debug the system, try to break it as much as we can, as people do, right? And then hopefully when it goes mobile, because that's the last thing you want to do is release a buggy mobile version, because that's just going to kill the game, right? Like people will try it and be like, this isn't for me. This is too buggy. It's not fun, blah, blah, blah. I'm just, they try it once and then they FUD it for the rest of their days.
Yeah, no, definitely. Once it's on mobile and it's on the Apple Store and the Google Store, that's gonna be major as lots of eyes on it. So yeah, I totally agree. They need to. So I think September. I agree with you. I think September is gonna be the month when they bring it out, especially because we're almost there.
Yeah,
So
which isn't crazy to think we
yeah.
are almost at September. Holy.
I know, right? I went to the store today and somebody was like, "I think they're gonna start bringing the Christmas things." And I was like, "Wow!"
It's
I
like,
mean, you already see Halloween, right?
holy. Usually it was back to school stuff around this time. Well, I guess middle of this month, right? But Halloween stuff
Yeah,
already.
yeah. Back to school was so last week. No,
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, what can you do?
in a capitalist country, they're ready for you to have some products in your front of your eyes and
Yep,
start spending.
exactly. And that way they can do a discount sale a couple weeks before the actual event, and you just realize, oh, actually, I was just paying twice the amount that I should have been. Oh,
Yeah, so Main City, keep us out of the stores and bring us some exploration and some monsters so that we can be locked into the laptop.
yes, exactly. So, I mean, other than that, I guess that's some speculation. Do you have anything else you want to discuss? Maybe we could talk quickly. I see the NFT market, I guess, particularly towards the tactical gear. Like, I'm surprised as to how expensive data pads are now. Like, insane cost on those at the moment. I think the floor price is like over $200 now.
Yeah, and we were just talking about that like last week, right? Like how, like I remember, the tent when the tent was like $100. I was like, oh my god, I'm spending this money on the tent or the backpack that I had. I think it was a Moonwalker that I bought for 300, and I was like, $300 for an NFT because I was brand new in the game. But some of these NFTs are holding value, huh?
Yeah, and they're only going to go up, right? As long as the crypto.com team doesn't decide to like release another tactical gear expansion, which I don't think they should. To me, it's like you released 100,000 of them, right? Like that's a lot of NFTs. Hopefully they don't,
Yeah.
right? Like it's like, okay, these are the ones available, and it's not like you really need them. I mean, you need them to be a very high level competitor, but you don't need them to make it into the top 1,000, right? So I don't think that they have any. There's no real need to release anymore. Same with the backpacks. Like when we get mobile, right, and you don't really need to worry about the offline income, there's no reason then to increase the backpack count, right? Like that was
Yeah, no, definitely. No, yeah, I think that's it on those NFTs. I wouldn't be surprised if they introduce something new later on. Some I don't know. I think a lioness will probably be all right.
yeah. See, I would
But
be down for like a lioness collection, right? But hopefully they do some sort of airdrop, right? To like, I mean, even if they made it like a 30,000 collection, right, of lionesses, and there's like, well, because one big lion, right? There's the main lion, like our loaded lions, and then they could have a bunch of dark lionesses and loaded lionesses, but just all is like one collection, and then airdrop one to anybody with a dark lion, one to anybody with a loaded lion, and then have 10,000 that they can sell. Like there
that
you
sounds
go.
good.
Yeah, because
Yes.
and then at that point there's only 50,000 lions, right? So there's 10,000 loaded lions, 10,000 dark lions, and 30,000 lionesses.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah,
That I'm behind.
I'd be down
And
for
then,
that.
of course, give some bonuses in the game with them, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, do whatever, right? They can, maybe they even have similar traits to whether you get the dark version or the light version, right? So it'd be like 15,000 of one, 15,000 of the other, and they either give you, benefits like the loaded lions, where it's diamonds, gold, and XP, or they give you attack debuff, duration, cost reduction, and cooldown reduction, to be partnered out with the dark lions. So something like that would be kind of cool. Maybe they even do like 10,000, and then there's 10,000 lionesses cubs, right? So there's the baby versions of them or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll be cool. And the lioness can go hunting, because that's what the lioness is, the ones that hunt, right? Like in the real world.
Yeah, exactly. Then there's just the one
There
male
you
that
go.
sits around, but he's lazy. Watches the kids.
Yeah, watches the stack of lion go up.
Exactly. Manages the city. That's the thing.
Yeah, manage the city with the pool and your champagne glass and the cub right next to you.
Hey, it's a hard life, okay?
It's a hard life out here for a lion.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, that's what I'm anticipating. I know they have it in their roadmap as another NFT coming out. I forget when they actually said that was. Let me just take a quick look. But, I think that would be likely. I mean, or at least something I would be in favor of, opposed to, or maybe like some boats, vehicles, right? If it's really something for us to go and explore main city, and the outer wilds and stuff like that, we need maybe some vehicles. Like that would make sense, but who knows? Who knows what they got in plan?
Yeah, vehicles sound interesting. That would also be like bragging rights to see who's got the best rides and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You'd have like Lamborghinis and maybe a tank, a battle tank. That'd be dope. Here's one thing that they do say. So Q3, Q4 of this year, there's loaded lion, dark lion AI agents. So that's kind of cool.
Okay.
But I guess it's next year, or between 2026 and 2027 is when they have the new NFT collection. So
All right, that's good enough. We can save from now to then.
yeah, exactly. Hopefully we get a bull market so I can have a few $1,000s saved up. So otherwise,
There you
if
go.
it's spending too much here, we need some more of the community to come in as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. So yes, no, we'll get another bull market in main city as well. Definitely when it goes mobile, I'm pretty sure that the market's gonna be a better market. So we'll see how things play out.
Exactly. And I'm sure it'll all play out pretty well. I mean, some of the stuff I'm excited for too is like the VR AR experience for the gaming innovations. Like that's pretty cool. Hopefully we see something like that. One thing they haven't delivered on though is the guild. Well, I guess it's later on. Guild system with Lion integration is supposed to be Q3, Q4. But Lion, where is it? Lion token launch, and then this NFT booster, right? And it's also not been integrated into main city yet. So I'm kind of curious. Like that was supposed to be Q1, Q2. So those stuff haven't been completed yet. Be nice if they updated, sort of said like check box as to what has been completed by their own criteria. But oh well, what can you do, right?
Yeah, they're running out of quarters this year, so that's probably why they're moving. They're trying to balance things fast, and maybe they're rushing a little too much. They need to slow down on their cooking because they're burning things out here.
Could be it. They're just like, all right, we gotta slow her down a bit. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think that's about all we got for you guys today. So thank you, DJ Orakle, for joining me. Thank you, everybody else that has joined us and stayed for the last little bit of banter. We appreciate you guys sticking around and supporting our podcast and giving us great feedback. Again, drop some comments down below if you guys are frustrated with some of these changes or what you guys actually liked from them, and also what you guys are planning on doing for the Blitz, whether you guys like to sell blueprints or whatever. We'd love to hear down below. But again, thank you, DJ Orakle, for joining me on another podcast adventure, and good luck in the competition tomorrow. Or I guess in like 7 hours.
In a few hours, yeah. Well, yeah, it'll be tomorrow for me. It'll be the same day for you, huh?
Yep. Yeah, it's starting in like 7 hours and 10 minutes or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for having us. Thank you for all the support, all the love that you guys show. You guys show a lot of love in all the channels and X and all the discourse from the partners. So thank you guys for all the support. Leave the comments. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share the videos. Let us know what's best for you, what's been working out, how you're gonna do on Blitz. And thank you guys for sticking around with us. Thank you, Arwink, again for hosting and keeping us in track. Um, Thank you for everything you do for the community. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to tag Main City with you, bro.
Yeah, it's most definitely. Always joy sitting down, and maybe we'll have to try to get the special guest on one time. See if we can get any of the big hitters up there on the top 10. Never know. But yeah, I appreciate everybody's taking the time to support us. Definitely. We're here for the long run, so let's keep making Main City as best as it can be with giving proper feedback to the developers. And yeah, best of luck in the competition. That's about all we can say, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yes, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.